Hello, my name is Hunter Dykes, and this is Marshall Close-Up, and I'm here with Miss Jackson.
Hi, Hunter.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well.
Well, I'm glad you could come on here with me. We could talk.
Yes, thank you for the invite. I'm pretty honored to be able to do this.
All right, so to begin this, what made you become a counselor?
Oh, to become a counselor, to be perfectly honest, when I went to do my master's degree, I wanted something that would get me out of the classroom. I did not see myself in the classroom for 27 years, and so I looked for an opportunity, and school counseling was something I was interested in. And I'm actually finishing up year 16 as being a school counselor this year. I was in the classroom for 7.5 years, and then a position opened up at Benton Middle, and I took it, and then 2 years later I was able to transfer here to the high school, and so I've been here ever since.
Oh, so you were a teacher before you were a counselor?
I did. I taught middle school math, a little bit of middle school science in there, and I taught 1 year here at the high school.
Oh, so would that mean being a teacher were your original plans? Or?
Yes, I had gone to school to be a teacher. I had decided on middle school. That all came from being able to tolerate middle school children for a week at church camp, where you have to live with them, the sweatiness, the stinkiness, and deal with the drama. And I thought, if I can handle that for a week solid, I can deal with them for an hour or so and send them on their way. So, but I loved teaching math. I enjoy still now, if either of my children need help with their math homework, I like to be able to step in and help out when I can.
All right, so you did church camp for a bit. How was that?
Oh, church camp. That is honestly my favorite place to ever be, ever. Even without air conditioning in the cabins. That is, the church camp I go to is the West Kentucky Youth Camp in Marion, Kentucky. So we are really, really out there, cell service. You're standing, a certain way, and you're sticking your leg up or whatever to try to get cell signal out there. But I started there as a camper at the age of 8. And then at the age of 16, I became a junior counselor, and then from there, I was a counselor. I've gone back now since my older son has been 8 years old, and I love it. I'm the Dean of Women now for the All Ages Week that I go to. Yeah, I'm in charge of all the kids, a little scary at times. But then also, I now still continue to go to Pee Wee Weekend. So I go from big kids to little bitty kids with 18 hours at home in between. But I wouldn't change it for anything. It is truly my heaven on earth.
Yeah, I went there when I was in 5th grade. It was nice.
Yes. And now they do have air-conditioned cabins, which is great. I like not having to walk down to the bathhouse at midnight to take my shower, but I kind of miss the rusticness.
Yeah,
but having the bathroom in the cabin with you is a lot better than walking down in the middle of the night and hoping an animal does not get you on the way.
Yeah, they didn't have any air conditioning when I was there.
No, it's relatively new.
So what's your favorite part about working here?
Favorite part about working at Marshall County High School has got to be the students. They're the reason I do my job. They're the reason I have a job. The students here are phenomenal. When it comes time to whatever type of testing we're doing, I know students see me and I look like some days maybe I'm a crazy person, or maybe I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But the students truly come together and do what we need to do on a regular basis. And I am just proud of our students. I love our students. Like everybody else, we're like, oh, we've got to start school back in August. But then as soon as the kids walk in the building, I'm like, well, where have they been all this time? So they really are. Students are the reason why I do my job.
Same thing why I enjoy coming back in August. Like, when summer ends, it's kind of sad because you're like, I have to go back to school.
It is sad.
But like, when you come back, you get to see all the teachers' faces, and sometimes new teachers.
New teachers, yes. Always new teachers.
Yeah, you get to meet a lot of new people, and it's enjoyable.
It is.
So, I remember you mentioning something about your youth group. Is that correct?
Yes, I am pretty involved with our youth group at church. If you ever hear students say, hey, Mama JJ, that's me. I refuse to allow them really to call me Miss Jackson at church or to call me Miss Jackson at church camp. I'm like, we're not at school. That's not who I am to you all the time. So a lot of times the kiddos will call me Mama JJ here at school. Even kids from other churches will do that as well. But I have 2 boys in the youth group. And so I'm pretty well one of those parents that's just about on every youth trip. If one of my kids is going, I'm pretty much going too, which is another reason why I'm involved in church camp as much as I am. But if it's a youth retreat, if it's something just with the girls, if it's going to the movies, if it's New Year's Eve lock-in, just whatever the activity might be, if my kids are there, I am too. And it's just another way to connect with students.
So what do you do in your youth group?
In the youth group, as in me, what I do or what the kids do?
Like in just general, like what you all do together.
In general, what we do together. Well, our kids just recently participated in Bible Bowl, and I've had several years where I've helped coach a Bible Bowl team. We've just hired a new youth minister, so we'll be doing preparations to welcome him and his new wife. He's graduating college, I believe, next weekend, probably getting married the weekend after that, and then we expect them with us the following weekend. So we're going to be welcoming them pretty soon. It might be cleaning the youth room. It might be, I'm trying to think. There's stuff we do. They've done just various activities together just to spend time together. A lot of times they just want to get together and hang out. We have held devotionals at our house. We've got a fire pit, so we've had the middle school boys came over one summer and they roasted marshmallows, made some s'mores. So we've hosted kids, we've hosted the college kids. My husband and I both are just very close with the kids in our youth group, and so we just do whatever we can to help them out.
All right, so let's see. I remember when we talked the other day, you said you enjoyed reading. So
I do enjoy reading. Anytime I can read, I'm going to read. Sometimes I feel guilty when we're on a trip, especially to see my husband's family. I feel like I don't need to be reading. I feel like I need to be just staying awake just to talk to him, my husband or whatever as he's driving. But if I have time to read, I'm going to read. And I read a little bit of everything. I'll admit I do like a lot of young adult type things. I don't know if that's just because I work with high schoolers and it just kind of keeps me, I don't want to say I'm young and hip, but it just kind of keeps me more in tune maybe to what some of the students might be reading. Whenever I first read the Harry Potter series, books 4, 5, and 6, I read those in a total, each book took me 2 days total. So I read, those last 3 books are very large, and I read them in a total of 6 days. And that was when my son was young, and he went to daycare, and I came home and just sat in the corner of the couch and read all day long. But I do enjoy reading, whether I've read Harry Potter, I've read Twilight, Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. She was a favorite for several years. Just a lot of times I'll see an ad on Facebook, or I'll get something through an email about a book, and I'll get hooked and I'll read a series, and then I'll look for another series.
So what are some of your favorite books?
Harry Potter, hands down, is one of the favorite series. I like Hunger Games. Some teachers and I, when those movies were coming out, we would go see the Hunger Games movies together. Harry Potter, Hunger Games, like I said, the Mortal Instruments series. Those are all young adult type books. I don't know, there's just a lot that I've read. It's hard, aside from those series, it's hard to pinpoint any real specific books.
I enjoyed Twilight. Don't spread that.
No, it's on camera. Sorry, Hunter, it's on camera now.
Yeah, Twilight was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, you love the beaches, right?
I love going to the beach. I do. If I'm not at church camp, I'd rather be at the beach in the summer. We've got my husband and I and our closest friends. We will vacation together. We try to go every other year. We've gone to a resort in Mexico, and but now we're trying to, on other years, we might not be headed to Mexico because it is an expensive trip, but we're still trying to go to a beach somewhere. And so when we're in Mexico, it's at a resort. They feed me. They provide me with food and drinks and just whatever you kind of want. They will accommodate for you. But then when we're here, within the states, and we're kind of more as local as you can be in West Kentucky with the beach, I like to cook. Nothing big and fancy, but just your staple meals and just stay in. I don't really want to pack to go and take extra clothes to have to go out to eat in. I'd rather just kind of stay in and literally be a beach bum. Just kind of stay in and hang out, play games.
Can't blame you. The beach is nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I have still a few more questions to finish up. So what kind of music do you like?
What kind of music? Really a little bit of everything. I can tolerate most stuff. I do like, though, probably a guilty pleasure that we have in my household are movie soundtracks. Whether it be Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or Marvel. You can, a lot of times, or if I'm in my office and I'm working, I'll have music playing, and it might be just soundtracks, whether it's just a score or if it's, a song. You can ask Mr. Brockman when it's testing time. Usually I've got some Mamma Mia playing in the background, and Mr. Brockman can sing some Mamma Mia, so don't let him fool you. But a little bit of everything. I'm not really into, heavy metal, rap, that sort of thing. I can tolerate it to an extent. Country, I'm more of the old country, not the newer stuff, but I like a little bit of everything.
I'm a bit of a metalhead.
Okay. Well, we just won't listen to music together, Hunter.
We can listen to music together.
A little, just not your metal, not your metal.
That's true. So your husband teaches here too, right?
Yes, he does. Coach Randy Jackson is my husband. We've been married for a little over 23 years now. And he started teaching here in the fall of 2017. And he was at Caldwell County 13 years prior to that. So he's enjoyed his time here at Marshall County. He really has. He also coaches baseball. So right now we don't see each other a lot due to his baseball schedule. Thanks, T.O., for that. But he loves coaching baseball. He loves the guys on the team. I think there's a lot of mutual respect between him and the players and the parents. He's got a good relationship with the parents as well.
Is there any funny stories that you could tell about him?
I have one. Sorry, dear. I love you. When we'd been married 6 months, I'm not going to say he decided to, but he got appendicitis. I was teaching in Hopkinsville at the time. I was not real happy with him because he was up late and we had to go to the ER, and I was a little frustrated with him because I had to teach the next day. I was frustrated. We went to the ER, they gave him some medicine, sent us home. 2 hours later, he woke up. He was so loud in the next room that he went to sleep on the couch and I could hear him. Then I knew it was bad. So he really doesn't let me live that story down at all. So, we're headed back to the ER and they admit him and say, oh yeah, you have appendicitis. They didn't really check before. But, so that's kind of our, yay, you're married and here's a big medical expense right off the bat. But aside from that lovely story, he has a sense of humor that anymore I just shake my head. He will actually write it down if I laugh at a joke anymore at the first try because I'm just so used to him. A lot of dad jokes that he has. And when our children say something, I'm like, you are your father's child because they have the same sense of humor. And it's a little scary sometimes because I'm outnumbered.
All right,
I'm outnumbered.
I'm a bit funny myself.
Yes.
I couldn't tell you a joke right now because
sure,
it
I'd
happened.
love to.
I said I couldn't because
you couldn't?
my humor happens in the moment.
In the moment, gotcha.
Yeah, but
So I've not been real funny for you today to have that humor in the moment.
yeah, so that is all that we have for today. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
This has been Hunter Dykes with Marshall Close Up.